thriller that can't be missed, Rent Ava, starring the great Jessica Chastain. Visit redbox.com for all the ways to watch. Our Redbox Smart Picks coming up a little bit later this morning with a Halloween theme, with everybody knowing what's going down this weekend.
Ooh. Are you trick-or-treating?
This year, virtual trick-or-treating. Can you do it?
I'm going out as Zubin.
That's a scary costume. That is it. Make sure you have a sweater ready. Just pick any sweater, just put it on and go.
I swear to you, I almost wore a sweater and dressed like you. The problem is I did not have any pants. I swear to you, I was in the closet looking. I was going to come like Zubin.
You should have.
I have a size 32 waist, I'm 5'11".
I forgot to go get the hair
It's the
thingy
tea
from the
tree.
wig shop.
It's the tea tree. You got to use the tea tree. That's what Zubin uses every morning.
So I'm 42, dressing like I'm 76. Tony La Russa is 76. He is back in Major League Baseball, the Hall of Fame manager. His second go-around with Chicago. This is a very interesting hire. He's an old school guy for a team that has big-time expectations, and baseball has gone decidedly new school with their managers. He's also been a little bit skittish about player protests and voicing your opinion, although he's walked some of those comments back, as many have in the year 2020. Here's Tony La Russa on a Zoom call, the new White Sox manager, on players getting emotional on the field.
Every year, there's more and more attention being paid to who does good and who does bad in the game. You don't do anything right or wrong in a clutch moment that you don't get celebrated for or criticized for. So I've seen how that has impacted players emotionally. And if I see that it's sincere and it's directed towards the game, that's displaying the kind of emotion that you want. As a coach, what you want to do is you want to get players passionately involved with the competition.
Again, in the past, La Russa had been sort of the polar opposite of those comments. But again, we all evolve and we all change. And Jay, I know you actually know Tony a little bit.
70 years old.
I do. If that is the new 2020 Tony La Russa, I will root for him. He will be challenged in 2020, though, with the volume of things that come at you and the pace in which they do. But if he can sustain that mindset, I like that.
Yes, our show's a little bit different. The headline across the rest of the country might be White Sox manager who left in 1986 returns in 2020. That's just a little bit strange, but that's the way we are in the sports world. What is old is new again. What is old? Cam Newton. Back to the same old, back-to-back terrible games. This game against the Bills is not just a litmus test game for Buffalo. Obviously, this is really big for Cam Newton. Throw in the fact he's not going to have Julian Edelman either on Sundays, dealing with a little bit of a knee injury. Of course, Tom Brady was well known for making nothing out of something or something out of nothing. Cam's going to essentially have to do the same thing. And Cam was very honest, open, and emotional about the struggles he's experienced here the last couple of weeks.
Losing is not acceptable in this locker room, in this county, in this state, in this area, in this region. So Cameron Newton, you need to pick your expletive up. That's what I've learned.
Cam going third person. Before we get Key's thoughts, the Pats need Cam Newton to get in the zone. Get in the zone, brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. So he gone third person. They got the big game against Buffalo this week, and then 8 days after that, they'll have the Jets. That's the short-term future for New England as they sit at 2-4, 2.5 games behind the Buffalo Bills after having won the division 11 straight years. That streak seems to be in serious peril, and Cam seems to be in serious trouble here if you listen to one Cam Newton himself.
Yeah, he knows. He knows the pressure is on. He had the one game, obviously, Denver coming back off of COVID, so you kind of get, you get a little bit of a pass away the 1.5 days of practice, 13 days in between games. Then you come back the following week and you lay another stinker, but this one was really bad against the 49ers. I mean, he didn't even look like a quarterback that belonged in the National Football League, and he'd be the first to tell you.
As he did.
And so, whether it's acceptable in Boston area, the region, whatever the case is, they've had a lot of success over the years, and obviously 9 Super Bowl appearances and 6 wins with Tom Brady. You went in there with the pressure on you already. The setup. It's called the setup. So if you wasn't going to perform at a high level and get them into a situation that they're accustomed to, no matter what you did as a player, you was going to be on the wrong side of it. That's just the way it is. And then you go out and you don't play well in two of the last 3 games, so to speak, and everybody's seeing it, and you are for all intents and purposes, you are a star in the National Football League, and you don't play well with the expectations. This is what happens. It happens. So all he has to do is put him on his back and win. Go beat Buffalo, and it quiets a lot of noise down. And then you got the Jets, another medicine that'll take care of itself. And now you're on a 2-game winning streak, and everybody's looking at it differently.
And you're 4-4 going to the back half of the season.
And you're okay. You lose to Buffalo, come join us here on Keyshawn.
And
Cam Newton, ESPN NFL analyst.
You beat your division rival, right? So I really want to see Cam win, Key.
Absolutely.
I want to see Cam Newton win. I want to see him beat Buffalo with pretty much no weapons, and he has to put the team on his back and do that. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Man, he's out there playing with Jacoby.
That's why you don't have
Jacoby Myers.
You don't have Julian Edelman. He's
Jameer
out
Byrd.
now. He's not. That's your target that brings grit, experience. Your primary target. Then you have a lot of, as Charles Barkley would say, you have a lot of guys, a lot of just guys that you're working with, and now you're asking him to do something exceptional against a team that hasn't been playing too well, but also has a lot of the tools and pieces to beat you pretty easily.
Jay Will, they have Jameer Byrd, Jacoby Myers, and Gunnar Olszewski, if I'm saying his name right. I don't even. That's
exactly.
That's the 3 healthy receivers that they have. N'Keal Harry, I gave up on him. I mean,
young kid from Arizona State, always hurt.
I gave up on him. I don't even know where to start with him. I mean, he's got the size, he has some athletic ability, but for whatever reason, he just can't get right. He just can't get right.
I just feel, and I want to see something different happen. I just feel like we will be talking about Jarrett Stidham going into the Jets game.
Fair enough. A reminder, Pats Bills Sunday 1 Eastern coverage starts at noon here on ESPN Radio for the radio play-by-play. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. All of our guests, including our college football playoff expert, appear on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line, and she is next to tell you 2 things. 1, short term. What does Trevor Lawrence's positive COVID test, if you're just waking up, yes, Lawrence positive COVID test, mean for their huge game against Notre Dame in 8 days? And what does it mean for the playoff itself? Huge ramifications after Jay has this.
Remember being in your favorite sport clips, waiting for that great MVP haircut experience, Keyshawn, with your waves? Yeah. How about if they made that wait time even shorter? Now, with on